I just don't see it being worth it. I think it's time to bite the bullet, ship him off to wherever, and that's not important. Just wherever you get the best deal, and just sort of you don't even you would be aiming to get as many draft picks as possible. If I'm the Cavs, not to use, I don't believe they're at the point of still needing to draft young talent. I think they're past that point, but I think sort of similarly to what the 76ers did at the start of the season with the James Harden trade. They got those first-round picks. I highly doubt they're going to use them, but maybe in the future they can use those packaged with some salary and maybe get some guys that they actually really need.
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't that set the Cavs back though? Like, what can they get back?
Yeah, but I don't feel like they're going anywhere with this roster anyway.
Like Kobe White. I don't.
I don't know. Or my opinion is just that this isn't going to work. You do have some pieces that could work on you could build around to make a championship level team. I mean, you have the pieces here. It's just that this current iteration isn't working, and maybe it does set them back, right? But I feel like in the future, 2-3 years from now, that's going to be looked back on as a positive. That was the right thing to do, right? Because the ceiling with this team, in my opinion, isn't as high as it should be for a team that has given up as much as they have, right? They've got all their future assets, everything. It's all gone, right? They're not. I don't consider them. I mean, they're the 2 seed right now. I don't consider them a contender, and I don't believe there's many out there that really consider them a bona fide contender, and that's why no one's really talking about it, right? So their seeding's good, but the ceiling, I don't see them being much more than a second, maybe a very, very, very best 3rd round team. And if that, as I said, if you've given up that much, you want your ceiling to be a championship level team, right? So if it sets them back a few years, you just got to raise that ceiling.
Overall, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. However, the only reason why I think they don't have a championship level ceiling is not so much their front court, but their back court. In the sense that, like, I don't really like to compare current players to current players, but it is recent, just a recent memory. No. The problems that Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland face are the same problems that Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum faced on Portland. Mm-hmm. You can't have two, like, both
small undersized
guards be like defensive liabilities, right? And then like the perimeter is completely exposed. An idealized version of it is like one of them is, transformed into like, more 6'6", kind of actual ball stopping guard, shooter. I mean, they don't just grow on trees, but right, like a prime Klay Thompson, right? At least I wouldn't. I mean, there'll be plenty of time, obviously, for every team to kind of retool themselves in the offseason. But I mean, just because the picks are gone does not mean the assets are gone. Bird rights are just as important, or if not more valuable than assets. And in a league right now that is not flush with cap space anymore, I mean, the team retaining those bird rights to, facilitate a sign and trade and everything like that. So, I mean, there's still an opportunity for them to maximize, not just having to maximize by way of, trying to recruit draft assets. I think they still can actually get, good players down the road. But as it pertains to this season, I mean, I really did not know how long Garland and Mobley were going to be out. Even if they were out longer, I thought like, okay, the Cavs could kind of tread water. They've done more than tread water. I think they've had an absolutely fantastic season. They've been really impressive. And I get what you're saying, Nick, about the kind of like so far the limitations of the Mobley, Jarrett Allen front court. And I do agree. However, I think part of what has not necessarily stifled that potential or the development of Mobley isn't necessarily pairing him with Allen, but really the limitations of what they're doing as it relates to the backcourt, right? Given that because Mobley is actually, and even Allen, especially out of the low post, Mobley and Allen are very good passers for big men. That is not really, they don't really get to maximize or to really show that, because Garland and Mitchell, they're not being ball hogs, but they are, right? They are the ball dominant players on any given lineup. So, like I said, it could be addition by subtraction, but not necessarily splitting them, But we'll see. We'll see. But, for all these giants, you say in the East, like physically, big men, I mean, they are as suited as any team to at least, put up a fight.
I do think it's fair to be noted
not
that
a literal fight, Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah.
Okay. But, I mean,
no, yeah.
All right,
when the Cavs started to wrap it up real quick, for any Cavs fan out there, in their defense, when they did get on this hot streak, it was when Garland and Mobley were injured.
I don't think that's a coincidence.
I mean, Donovan Mitchell is very particular in how he wants to run things, and things worked out. And obviously, this postseason will be a huge one for the Cavs. But I think it's fair to say that all four of us are kind of out on the Cavs kind of early. But let's keep it going. Nick, what was your next question you had to ask?
Oh, well, no, it was sort of on that note. I think we should start to wrap it up. Thanks for listening, and I will get you next time.